fucking fiend, Kenneth Ramon. Happy Friday! Back here again in the Cruiser Bruiser. Back with you this time with another awesome-tacular movie review for you guys. And not just an awesome movie review, but an awesome sequel review. Was it awesome? Was it a load of crap? Well, let's talk about it. And guys, this summer of 2025 has been sequel galore and reboot galore, okay? And I say that because, back to back, we had Happy Gilmore 2, we had Jurassic World Rebirth, we had Superman 2025, we had The Naked Gun 2025, all right? And now we got Freakier Friday 2, or Freakier Friday. Okay, get with it, Mr. Ramon, get with it. But anyways, we have Freakier Friday, and like all these other sequels, I've been really stoked and really excited about all these movies, but there's a part of me that's been like, God, please don't mess this movie up, because I love the original. It's near and dear to heart, and we've gotten that with the past movies, and we get that yet again with this one. Now, I have to wonder, and you have to wonder, was this movie any good? Alright, to kind of like summarize it, but Freaky Friday, alright, the first one was with Jamie Lee Curtis. She played the mom. Lindsay Lohan played the daughter. They both swap bodies, alright, and they're trying to get out of this awkward situation by trying to break this ancient curse that they came across. Alright, and you kind of get that here too with Freakier Friday, but now there's a little bit of a twist. Now you got 4 people involved. Jamie Lee Curtis is the grandma. Lindsay Lohan is the daughter who has a child, right? Okay, you got Lindsay Lohan's daughter in this movie, and you have Lindsay Lohan's stepdaughter, or kind of soon to be stepdaughter, but yeah, in this movie, right? And they all 4 of them, they switch bodies. And Lindsay Lohan's daughter in this movie, and this other girl who's gonna be Lindsay Lohan's stepdaughter, try to keep up here, guys. They try to avoid their parents getting married, okay? They don't like the idea of them being together. So now this is their opportunity, since they're both stuck in adult bodies, to try to reverse this scenario that they have been dealt with. And because, as teenagers, there's only so much you can do, right? But now they're adults, and they could try to stop this event from happening. But is doing that gonna stop Jamie Lee Curtis and Lindsay Lohan from returning to their original bodies? Alright, well, I want to tell you guys, making a successful body swap movie where like the characters are playing other characters than themselves is really hard to do, okay? It's not easy. I always said that it takes remarkable talent. I felt Rob Schneider did this well with the hot chick. He was so good at it. And for the most part, Jamie Lee Curtis and Lindsay Lohan were great at it too. And I thought with like these 4 characters, or 4 of them switching bodies and all, I thought it was going to get confusing as heck. But let me tell you, as this movie went along, I felt like the actresses did an amazing job in playing different characters than what's seen to the audience, if that makes any sense. Jamie Lee Curtis did an outstanding job in playing a teenager stuck in an old lady's body, and then vice versa. Okay, I don't want to get too confusing with you guys, but you guys know what I'm trying to say here. And I felt like they did an outstanding job in bringing a whole new story to the table here. Because, it's easy to just like recreate the same movie again, just with different actors. This time they brought a whole new story, a whole new scenario. There's kind of like 4 different scenarios in one movie, right, that they're trying to tackle here in less than 2 hours. I felt like they did that outstandingly. I want to talk about the nostalgia factor in this movie. This is 100% a fan service movie. All right, if you enjoyed Freaky Friday growing up as much as I did, I love that movie, okay? It really was my childhood. It came out in 2003, so I was about 8 or 9 years old, just listening to pop punk music, watching MTV, so I have a soft spot for this movie. And when I found out they were going to make a sequel, I was really excited, but then a part of me felt like, I don't know. I mean, Jamie Lee Curtis and Lindsay Lohan trying to bring this movie back 20 years after the fact, all right? We just had the 20-year anniversary like a day ago, guys. So literally they made this movie like right in time for the 20th anniversary. And so I had to wonder if they could pull this off. And for us OG fans, I will say they did pull it off, to the fact that they didn't forget what you loved about the original movie. And they brought it all back. I was so happy to see Pink Slip back. I was happy to hear that soundtrack of, you know, like pop rock, pop punk. Like, I thought maybe they would try to, like, fit it in with, like, this generation. But no, this feels a lot like it did back in the 2000s. And I'm so happy for that. But it's kind of like a double-edged sword, because, you know, they tried to like please the original fans while trying to make a whole new story too. But for the most part, you get a bunch of fan service in this movie that I feel like not a lot of people that haven't seen the original from 2000. I'm not going to say the original from the 60s. I'm talking about 2003 here. If you haven't seen that first movie, you're a kid just going into this movie, there's a lot of references in here that you're not going to understand unless you've seen the first one. And I feel like that's good and that's bad, you know. It's bad because you have to watch the first one in order to really enjoy this one. And it's great because if you've seen the original one like 10,000 times like I have, you're like, yes, yes, I know where this is going and I love it, all right? But that being said, though, I felt like they had a great story in there that's completely different from the original story. And, you know, they bring back characters from the original ones that you didn't even expect to see. You didn't even remember if they were alive. You're like, oh, that guy's still alive and he's still in this movie? That's freaking cool that they brought him back. And then, ultimately, guys, this movie has an amazing ending. Will not spoil it, but it's an amazing ending that I feel like everybody would love. But then again, there's, like, references in there that, you know, if you're just going into this movie without seeing the first, you're not going to understand. You're going to be like, why are these people here? What are they doing in this movie? And the truth is, you know, it's really just to please the original fans. That being said, I'm an original fan, and I love this movie. So, guys, for that alone, I mean, that's going to affect my rating for sure on this movie. I have to judge it as a critic. I got to give it my unbiased review, and that's coming up next. Hey everybody, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe already. What are you waiting for? I really do appreciate all the support. Let me know if you saw this movie. Let me know what you think of it in the comments section. Now here's my final rating. Alright, so Freakier Friday. I have to say, guys, I freaking love this movie. I left so happy. I felt like it was 2002 again. 2003. I can't remember when this movie was made, but I was so happy back then when I was a kid. And I was happy again leaving the movie theater. I felt like a kid again. So I'm going to give this movie a solid 9 out of 10. Otherwise, I would give it 10 out of 10. But like I said, I have to be non-biased. There's a lot of references in here. I highly suggest, like, if you're my age or 30, right, and you want to take your kids to experience this movie, show them the original first. Show them the original, and then show them this one. And, you know, let them decide for themselves, you know, what was a better movie. I have to say the original one is a better movie, but this one was awesome too. There was a lot of original jokes in there. There was an original story, original characters. I felt like they pulled off, you know, the 4 scenarios that they were trying to tackle in this movie. I cried, you guys, which, you know, hardly ever happens. I actually really cried in this movie because I connected so much with one of the characters. It's an amazing movie, you guys, but go in it and judge for yourself what you think of it. Little side note here, guys. I don't know why, but I felt so old seeing Jake old, all right? Because if he's getting old, then I know definitely I'm getting old. But anyways, it was so great to see, you know, the original cast and new cast members back on, you know, set for this movie, seeing them all together. Love this movie, you guys. So yeah, I give it a solid 9 out of 10. Thank you guys so much for watching my video. Let me know if you liked Freakier Friday. If you're going to see it, just expect a great time. If you love the original, it's a great time. Anyways, you guys, Kenneth Ramon signing off. Big.